Well, back to me, I guess. I would like to make a motion to accept the resolution as presented.
I would like to ask if you would amend your motion to include e pluribus unum. Just from the historic perspective, I'm not taking away the current national motto, but I like the aspect of including the other one from the historic aspect, from many to one, which also represents our community.
I mean, I think we should look at that at another time and be open to that. But I'd like to present the resolution as is, and maybe I should just go ahead and read it. Whereas in God we trust became the United States national motto on July 30th, 1956, shortly after our nation led the world through the trauma of World War II. And whereas the words have been used on U.S. currency since 1864, and whereas the same inspiring slogan is engraved above the entrance of the Senate chamber as well as the Speaker's dais in the House of Representatives, and whereas in both war and peace, these words have been a profound source of strength and guidance to many generations of Americans, and whereas the city desires to display this patriotic motto in the council chambers as a way to solemnize public occasions and express confidence in our society, now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Corona as follows. Section 1, that the City Council of the City of Corona, California, does hereby determine that the historic and patriotic words of our national motto, "In God We Trust," shall be permanently and prominently displayed in the Corona Council Chamber at City Hall. I guess that's it. So I make the motion.
And you're unwilling to add the e pluribus unum to the motion?
Yes. At this time.
See, it goes back to, at this time, if
We could talk about that another time, but I just want it as read.
but you've got colleagues here that are wanting to compromise.
Well, we can talk about adding it later. That's a compromise.
Well, and also, I also feel that there's very little direction as to details.
This is permanent and prominently displayed in the Corona Council chambers at City Hall. So as far as detail of where, as I mentioned, 98% of them have it right by the seal and right on top of it. But there's not a lot of, I don't know if we need to have a study session as to where in the council chamber, but obviously a committee can decide that if we need.
See, these are opportunities that we would have had to share during the study session. We understand that we're looking at the national motto. I don't think anybody's in opposition to the national motto. But it just became difficult because you bypassed that and came directly to the council.
Well, the reason I did was so that these people would have a chance to come. As was already mentioned, sometimes study sessions, it's hardly a good time to pick. But that was my motive. So that as many could be here as possible to voice.
Right, it would have given us
opinion.
2 opportunities, actually, the study session and the night meeting. I just also want to comment, I appreciate everyone's comments this evening, whether you're in favor or opposition. And we do represent everybody. We heard a number of people in favor, but we also know that there are people in opposition. But again, I appreciate you sharing this evening.
I'll go ahead and second the motion with the addendum that we place on the next agenda to go ahead and have the other added as well.
Good. Are you unwilling to add it this evening?
No, I agree with Eugene. I think that's fine at the next meeting.
Any other comments? All right, please vote. The item passes. Thank you.